Start a family. Christine was having trouble getting pregnant and learned she had cysts on her ovaries. She spent close to $40,000 on infertility treatments that were unsuccessful. Distraught, Christine turned to internet chat groups for moral support. One night, as she clicked the mouse, something else clicked.
A woman started to spell out all of the symptoms that she was experiencing, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing on my screen of my computer. I jumped up and I screamed. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. This is what I have. There's a name for it.
The diagnosis she desperately sought was right there on her screen. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, a hormonal imbalance that leads to uncontrollable weight gain, excess hair growth, and unpredictable ovulation. Finally, there was an explanation for her seemingly unrelated symptoms.
All of a sudden, I had this missing piece of this puzzle of my life.
It's one of these sort of aha diseases where somebody will read about it and they'll realize, I have that.
Dr. David Ehrman is a reproductive endocrinologist at the University of Chicago Hospital. He says polycystic ovarian affects between 5 and 10% of women in the United States.
The disorder is probably the most common hormonal abnormality in women of reproductive age.
Doctors can often miss the diagnosis because they fail to recognize the diverse set of symptoms as being part of one medical condition. It's one of the most common hormonal disorders in women. It's one of the least understood. For years, doctors have prescribed diet or birth control pills as a way of trying to control symptoms, but the cause has remained a mystery. But now, over a half a century later, doctors believe they may have finally solved the riddle.
I think insulin is the key player here.
The same hormone that's responsible for diabetes.
Yes.
Dr. Ehrman thinks that women with PCOS produce too much insulin, which in turn signals their bodies to release the male hormone testosterone. Too much testosterone creates facial hair, acne, weight gain, and multiple cysts.
New York with the daily number. It's already up.
With a few breaks of sunshine just like yesterday. Right now it's 55 degrees at the airport. The dew point 45, humidity 69%. The winds have been picking up occasionally throughout the morning hours, and it will be a breeze.
You'd never expect. And there are other scams and pitfalls. We at 2020 have reported on several people who were mortified to discover that they had been secretly videotaped by their landlord or by a neighbor. But what would you think about a group of young women who agree to live together in a house that they know is crawling with cameras and almost anyone can watch? Who would willingly entertain an army of what could be called cyber peeping toms? Are they college students, struggling actresses, exhibitionists? Gina Smith went to find out and discovered there's more to this enterprise than meets the eye.
A typical day in a suburban neighborhood. A safe place to raise your family. A quiet place to retire. But few of the homeowners here have any idea of what's happening just around the corner, or any clue of who is living in this house.
Hi, I'm Amber.
Hi, I'm Mila. I'm Trixie.
I'm Robin.
I'm Alex, and I'm 19 years old.
They say they're college students, a group of young women simply sharing a house in a suburban Tampa neighborhood.
This is our home. 7 girls bond and are best friends, and we live, we eat, we sleep together.
And at first glance, it all looks pretty domestic. They sunbathe, they watch TV, they study, they do what college students do. The only difference, they do it for an audience.
I'm living my life in front of the camera. I'm not doing anything that I wouldn't normally do. I like attention, and I'm getting it.
The young women are just the latest exhibitionists to broadcast every facet of their lives over the internet. First, there was Jenny, a woman who's credited with starting it all by broadcasting her life, even the most private parts of it, on a website called JennyCam. Then, as the technology spread and became more affordable, thousands of other people installed cameras in their homes or offices and invited the world to pay a visit. They transmit the video to websites, allowing anyone to log on and watch them 24 hours a day, and usually for free. But unlike some of those internet amateurs, these roommates are taking the idea quite a bit farther. These co-eds have 40 cameras in the living room, the kitchen, the bedrooms, even in the bathrooms and the showers. They capture the most intimate details of everyday life. Amber is a 19-year-old college freshman at the University of South Florida.
I mean, everybody takes a shower. It's a natural thing. Everybody goes to the bathroom. You know, I'm choosing to do this in front of the camera, and I'm comfortable with myself, so I don't feel any inhibitions about doing it.
How can you not think about the camera in the shower? I mean, I don't think I could ever get used to that.
Well, that's the place that I think about it the most often, but other than that, I mean, it just kind of blends into the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? You just forget about it after a while.
What does your mom think?
She's not thrilled.
But apparently, lots of people are thrilled. Hundreds log on every day. But what's going on here? Is this voyeur dorm really a home away from home for these women? Are they just another group of free spirits willing to share their lives with an adoring public? Things are not exactly what they seem. If you want to see everything those 40 cameras see, you have to pay $34 a month for it. And though the website advertises the women as college co-eds, we found out that only 3 of them are full-time college students. And it turns out that Voyeur Dorm isn't a college dorm at all, but a business pulling in $200,000 a month. The women are just employees. In return for free rent and living expenses, they live their lives on camera, much like the character in the movie The Truman Show. But unlike The Truman Show, these women aren't unwitting participants. They are actually performing for the cameras. Not only are they required to spend 2 hours a day chatting with online visitors, they also give in to salacious chat room requests, like this one from a teenager in Chicago begging one young woman to take it off.
It's not doing it like a sexual stripping. It's like you're having fun with the people that you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? You're giving them entertainment. They're paying for this, and you're enjoying it, talking to them. If I'm not in a good mood, I'm not going to take my shirt off.
But if you're in a good mood, you might.
If I'm in a good mood and I'm having fun talking to the guys and they're entertaining me, I'll entertain them.
So who's really behind Voyeur Dorm? It's this man, internet porn king Seth Warshawski.
The Voyeur Dorm is kind of like the real world. It's the real world on the web, but there's nothing that's censored.
Has it been busy?
Hasn't been bad.
27-year-old Warshawski heads up the Internet Entertainment Group, a successful cyber porn operation. Remember the racy Pamela Anderson sex video released on the internet? That was Warshawski's handiwork. He also runs this studio, which broadcasts live sex shows on the internet.
Voyeur Dorm has been very successful for IED.
Warshawski hopes to make exhibitionism big business on the internet. He says he intends to open similar peep show-style websites, broadcasting from private homes around the country.
The Voyeur Dorm could open up in a neighborhood near you.
But Warshawski's grand plan is now facing some stiff resistance in Tampa.
It's an adult business operating out of a residential neighborhood.
Tampa's city attorney, Jim Palermo, is alarmed by this new type of exhibitionism for profit. He says there are places for adult businesses in Tampa, places specifically zoned for strip clubs and adult bookstores, but they don't include residential neighborhoods.
You are not making a moral judgment here.
Absolutely not.
You're not saying these girls shouldn't be doing this.
Absolutely not.
Fine with you.
They can do anything they want. If that's their desire, they can do it, but they have to be in the proper place to do it.
So he wants the women of Voyeur Dorm and Seth Warshawski's business evicted.
If I didn't tell you where that house was, you wouldn't know.
Voyeur Dorm attorney Mark Dolan says it's none of Tampa's business what goes on inside somebody's private home. He says Voyeur Dorm has nothing in common with a strip club, mainly because it has no apparent impact on the surrounding neighborhood.
Do customers come to the house?
No.
Does money change hands there?
No.
Are they operating a business there?
There is an aspect of the business operation that's going on there. Yes, that's correct.
Is it an adult use?
No.
Not an adult use? stripping for customers would seem to fit the bill. Even so, the neighbors we spoke to, who were aware of it, said they didn't mind it was there.
Does it bother you?
No, not at all.
As long as I don't end up on their cameras, I don't care what goes on over there.
Well, I don't know too many people that live their lives with 30 cameras staring at them all day long.
But City Attorney Jim Palermo and other officials say it's their job to protect neighborhoods before things go wrong, especially considering who owns this particular business. Porn king Seth Warshawski and his attorney say they'll take their Tampa battle all the way to the Supreme Court if they have to. Warshawski says he's fighting on behalf of everyone with a home-based internet business.
If the next door neighbor was packaging jam in her basement and selling it to the local grocery store, they wouldn't go after her.
But Warshawski and the women of Voyeur Dorm aren't making jam. They are producing a product of sorts that isn't yet covered by existing regulations. So, while they're testing the patience of city officials, they're also testing the boundaries in this new age of internet commerce and exhibitionism for profit.
In my opinion, it is right. This is our home. You want to watch? Watch. If not, don't.
Even if the city of Tampa does prevail and Voyeur Dorm is forced out of the neighborhood, another city is sure to inherit the controversy. Warshawski says he'll simply relocate the women to an unsuspecting neighborhood nearby.